What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT, and I'm back to talk about The Walking Dead. Spoiler warning for The Walking Dead series as a whole, but definitely season 9 and 10 of The Walking Dead. Now, what do I have circled and boxed here? A red lantern and a reddish-orange backpack. If you know this channel, you know we talk about the orange backpack theory and the red object, red theory on the show for sure. And what did you think in Season 10, Episode 8? But first, guys, let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, and also subscribe to the channel. It's very, very important to achieve that goal of 100,000 subscribers. But in Season 10, Episode 8, we saw this picture. Michonne talks with Judith, Michonne gets on a boat with Virgil, and there's red lanterns on a lot of different spots. But the reddish-orange backpack is Virgil's, not Michonne's. So I think Michonne is safe. I think Virgil, after he helps Michonne, could definitely die. I don't know what the point of Virgil is, except to connect the dots with Rick and Michonne, potentially the naval base, CRM, some sort of connection there. Virgil is cool, seems like a nice guy, but if the orange backpack theory reigns true, I know it's a reddish orange backpack and it's not the same by any means, but could it be cursed for Virgil? For sure, because if you remember way back when we posted these videos with these thumbnails, people gave us crap. But Carl was the last person to have the orange backpack, and he died. And yes, there are exceptions to the rule. Daryl has the backpack right there. He did not die, but Denise did. When we see this orange backpack around, it's usually not good. Again, there's exceptions. Daryl, Glenn, Carl, they didn't die right then, but they died later on, except for Daryl, he's going to be around for a long, long time. It's interesting that Denise Huth talked about this on The Talking Dead. She wrote, despite all the loss, life goes on. Orange backpack is iconic, and it's pretty interesting because they brought it up. The orange backpack is iconic because it shows that despite all the loss, life goes on. Very interesting. Now, if you remember way back in season 3, the backpack was on this guy. It belonged to this guy. And Rick, Michonne, and Carl went past this guy, didn't help him, not once, but twice. The guy ended up dying. They went back and got the bag, and ever since then, whoever had the orange backpack on them or around them, those people or the people around them have died, or somebody has died around the orange backpack. So it makes sense that they didn't help this guy who had the orange backpack, and it's cursed. As for the different lanterns, I've seen blue ones, I've seen green ones, and I've seen red ones. Nothing to me jumps out of a green or a blue lantern, but definitely red ones have. Red objects, red clothing, and that includes red lanterns. At Oceanside, you see a green one and what looks to be a blue one. So are they safe? But Sadiq, there's a small little red lantern behind him, and the red bird feeder is next to him. It's interesting because in the same episode, Season 10, Episode 7, he died. Season 10, Episode 8, he was a walker. Not saying that it was connected with the red objects, but it's possible foreshadowing for sure, so I believe there's something to it. Oh, and remember in Season 9, all the red lanterns or red objects or red clothing around the people that were Pike victims or people that were connected with the Pike victims? Tammy Rose, people at Hilltop, Henry, just to name a few. Addie and a bunch of people from Hilltop had red lanterns around them or red objects or red clothing a lot of the time. Now, I doubt Michonne is going to die anytime soon, as she's awesome, she's iconic, she's a big part of The Walking Dead. She's going to leave The Walking Dead show, but that doesn't mean she dies. She probably leaves to go after Rick is my best guess, because why would she leave? Probably to go after Rick. As for Virgil, I think he's toast after he helps Michonne. Some way, somehow, it just makes sense that he helps Michonne, Michonne lives, Virgil dies. Even though in this photo is a blue lantern, I don't think it's connected, but we'll have to wait and see. As for Rosita, she was wearing black, but ultimately this guy, this walker, I'm not sure how he survived so long with this attire on, or he recently died, has a red orangish vest on, and Rosita was talking about dying and death and not being able to kill walkers and being distracted, so will she get an iconic comic book death? Andrea. But we'll have to wait and see, and that's just a theory. As for Gamma, she's been wearing a red shirt since we met her. Enid was wearing a red shirt. Is it the same? Maybe, maybe not. But either way, Enid was wearing a red shirt and died in Season 9. And could Gamma die in Season 10? For sure. And again, I'm not saying the red objects is what causes people to die. But is it foreshadowing? Is there a method to the madness, the red madness? And I see a possible connection or correlation with the two. When people are surrounded by red objects, lanterns, bags, clothes, whatever, they seem to die, or someone they really care about or are connected with dies. And again, it's just a fun theory and discussion. Some people think I'm crazy. Some people be like, oh, that makes sense. Either way, I love talking about it and discussing it. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. And for those interested in my zombie apocalypse book series, I have 11 books now. The link to all 11 books is in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.